Danube River Night Cruise, Budapest to South, Part 1. Hungarian Parliament Building. As we begin our nighttime journey south along the Danube, the first sight to capture our attention is the magnificent Hungarian Parliament Building, illuminated in all its golden glory. It's one of Europe's most breathtaking government buildings and an unmistakable landmark of Budapest. Although many refer to it as the Parliament, the proper name is the House of Parliament, because Parliament technically refers to the legislative body that meets within it. This iconic structure is both a symbol of Hungary's national pride and a true architectural masterpiece. Construction began in 1885, based on plans by Hungarian architect Imre Steindl, and was completed over 17 years. Sadly, Steindl never saw his masterpiece finished. He passed away just 5 weeks before the building was inaugurated in 1902. A key requirement of the project was that only Hungarian materials and workers be used wherever possible. That nationalistic spirit runs through the very bones of the structure. Every brick, every carving, every decorative touch, nearly all of it was sourced or crafted within Hungary. The only exception, the gigantic granite columns, which had to be imported. Only 12 of those columns exist in the world. 8 are here, and the other 4 are in the UK. Just imagine the scale. Over 40 million bricks were used in its construction. The building is adorned with 40 kilograms of 22 to 23 karat gold and has a total floor area of around 18,000 square meters. That's about 4.5 acres. Along its facade are 90 statues, while the interior houses around 162 more. You'll also find a 3-kilometer-long red carpet that winds through its halls. And with 27 gates and 365 towers, one for every day of the year, it's a place where symbolism meets extravagance. Architecturally, the building is a mix of styles. Its floor plan is Baroque. The exterior facade draws from Gothic traditions, and the ceiling elements are Renaissance-inspired. That blending of styles gives the Parliament a timeless feel, one that is both rooted in tradition and reaching for grandeur. The wing that runs parallel to the Danube stretches an impressive 268 meters, and the building is 123 meters wide at its widest point. At the center is the towering cupola, which stands 96 meters high, matching the height of St. Stephen's Basilica across the city. That height was not chosen at random. It commemorates the year 896 when the Magyars settled in the Carpathian Basin. The cupola also marks the building's center of power. On either side are the chambers of the lower and upper houses, which were once used when Hungary had a bicameral legislature. Interestingly, both chambers are identical in size and layout, symbolizing the idea of equality in governance. Even the location is symbolic, facing the Danube, so it can be seen from Buda across the river, reflecting the unity of the two cities, Buda and Pest, which were formerly united just decades before construction began. As we glide past this illuminated marvel, it's hard not to feel the weight of history, the pride of a nation, and the genius of design all wrapped into one unforgettable sight. It's no wonder this building has become the face of Budapest and one of the most photographed landmarks in all of Europe. Part 2. Riverbanks, Bridges, and City Lights. As we continue cruising south along the Danube, leaving the Hungarian Parliament behind us, Budapest reveals itself as a glittering ribbon of light and architecture. The water gently reflects the shimmering skyline, while the air carries the energy of a city that thrives well after dark. The Danube, known here as the Duna, has been the lifeblood of Budapest for centuries. Its banks have witnessed the rise and fall of empires, from the Romans and Ottomans to the Austro-Hungarian monarchy and beyond. Tonight, it shares its stories through the reflections on its surface, illuminated by the glowing heart of Hungary's capital. We now approach the Chain Bridge, or Széchenyi Lánchíd, perhaps the most iconic of Budapest's bridges. It was completed in 1849, the first permanent bridge to connect the hills of Buda with the flat plains of Pest. Its construction symbolized the unification of the two cities, Buda and Pest, a union that would be formalized just a few decades later. The bridge's massive stone pillars are topped with decorative lions, said to have no tongues, though this is just urban legend. Lit from below and along its suspension cables, the chain bridge glows like a jeweled strand draped across the water. Count István Széchenyi, known as the greatest Hungarian, personally financed part of the project and remains immortalized by this bridge's name. To our left, rising above the river, we see Castle Hill, home to the historic Buda Castle complex. Once the residence of Hungarian kings, it now houses museums and galleries that preserve Hungary's art and history. The massive dome of the royal palace is softly illuminated in warm tones, making the entire complex look almost ethereal under the night sky. Near the top of the hill, Matthias Church, with its colorful tiled roof, peeks out between rooftops. Just in front of it, the Fisherman's Bastion stretches like a fairy tale terrace along the hilltop. Built at the turn of the 20th century, it resembles something from a storybook, offering panoramic views of the river and the Pest side of the city. Its white turrets are delicately lit tonight, evoking the magic of old Budapest. As we glide forward, the next crossing is the Elizabeth Bridge, named for Empress Elizabeth of Austria, beloved by the Hungarian people and affectionately known as Sisi. This elegant white cable-stayed bridge replaced the original 1903 suspension bridge, which was destroyed during World War II. Its clean, modern lines contrast with the classical architecture that surrounds it, yet it holds its place gracefully in the cityscape. To our right now is Gellert Hill, rising steeply above the Danube. At its base is the famous Hotel Gellert, built in Art Nouveau style, with its graceful curves, colored mosaics, and stained glass windows glowing warmly from within. Inside, the renowned Gellert thermal baths have offered luxurious wellness treatments for over a century, drawing on mineral-rich springs that have been known since Roman times. We now drift beneath the Liberty Bridge, Szabadság híd, a personal favorite for many locals. Completed in 1896, the year of Hungary's millennium celebrations, its green steel trusses and decorative spires are crowned by the turul, a mythological bird symbolizing Hungarian identity. It was designed to resemble a chain and is often closed to traffic for festivals and special events. Tonight it sparkles like a vintage emerald. High above the bridge, standing tall on Gellert Hill, the Liberty statue holds her palm frond high, a symbol of freedom erected in 1947 and retained even after the fall of communism. From here, she watches over Budapest, an enduring figure in the city's silhouette. To the Pest side, once again, we pass by buildings from the 19th and early 20th centuries, many of which are now restored to their former grandeur. Along this stretch, the University of Technology, founded in 1782, stands proudly as one of Europe's oldest institutes of its kind. Its neoclassical facade and domes catch the light as we glide by. Just ahead is the Great Market Hall, built in 1897. Although it's quiet now, this bustling daytime bazaar is filled with stalls selling paprika, tokaji wine, embroidered linens, and local street food such as langos. The market's roof, covered in bright Zolny tiles, still glows faintly in the moonlight. Further downstream, we spot the modern forms of the National Theatre and the Palace of Arts, hubs for contemporary performances and classical music. These modern glass and concrete structures reflect a 21st century Hungary that honors tradition while embracing innovation. We now pass under Petőfi Bridge, named after the revolutionary poet Sándor Petőfi, whose words still stir the hearts of Hungarians. It is less ornate than the bridges before, serving more as a vital transit link than an architectural statement. Soon after comes the sleek Rákóczi Bridge with its angular red supports. Opened in 1995, it stands as a symbol of modern Budapest, linking the southern districts and offering a contrast to the historic crossings upriver. As we continue south, the density of grand buildings begins to lessen. The illuminated banks give way to quieter stretches of the city. Occasional factories and warehouses appear, remnants of the city's industrial past. But even here, the river remains calm, shimmering in silence. From the deck, a gentle breeze whispers as we sail on. Occasionally, we see other vessels, smaller cruise boats or local ferries, leaving ripples in the otherwise smooth water. Reflections of bridges stretch like brushstrokes across the current, disturbed only briefly by our wake. Looking back, the heart of Budapest still glows in the distance. The Parliament's dome is barely visible now, like a glowing crown on the horizon. This retreat into darkness is not the end, but rather the beginning of a longer journey down the Danube. We carry with us the memories of illuminated bridges, fairy tale spires, and the golden grandeur of one of Europe's most magical cities. These lights, this architecture, this moment, all belong to the timeless rhythm of the Danube, flowing as it has for millennia. As we slip farther away, let this scene stay with you. The city of spas, the pearl of the Danube, glimmering as if it knows it's being watched, as if it knows how beautiful it is after dark. And before we sign off, if you've enjoyed this tranquil voyage through Budapest by night, please consider clicking the subscribe button below. There's so much more to explore on this journey, and we'd love to have you join us for what lies ahead. If you enjoyed this journey and would like to explore more travel experiences, historical insights, and stunning destinations from around the world, I invite you to subscribe to my channel. By subscribing, you'll never miss a new adventure. Simply click subscribe and enable the notification bell to stay up to date with new content as soon as it's posted. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the following videos.